Get it all sorted first. Oh, that's my mouse button. There it is. Okay, so content live. Flashy blows. Okay, let's it in. Extreme. Hi there, welcome to number one Geek. It is I, Saz, and we're back with some more Space Engineers. Had a 2-week hiatus. I know, couldn't be helped. Have to take my children on holiday. And by the time I got back, I was too knackered on the Monday to stay up late. I'd just driven 3 hours on my side. Keep forgetting how fast this thing is now. So, from what I remember, we were building this bad boy, which ended up decimating an attack ship. And they'd been sitting around killing me every 5 minutes. Now it looks to me, because of that, we're out of steel. So, iron even. So I may need to take our drill bit. This is mine, because I right. Do we actually have iron here? I've got some 17 over there. I know we have a little bit left around here. Oh, do you know what I haven't done? Have I got that on this? I use this song for Space Engineers. Not Space Engineers, what am I talking about? No, Project Zomboid. When I tried to do a story format. As you can guess, the story format didn't quite work out for me. But that was kind of really early in the days where I wasn't really finding myself any audience. Because I didn't know how to. So I suppose it wasn't just the fact of, like, I was woefully incompetent, which, to be fair, is a fair thing that can be accusation that can be levied at me. Nope, forgot I was in that mode. But that can just do one thing. Let's bring the big boy. Let's bring the big boy closer. Because not only will we be able to grab it using the bob, we'll process it as well. Oop. Oh, I'll just bang into the other ship there. Houston, we could have had a really bad problem there. Well, that should be well within the Let's have a look. Let's make sure. Yeah, I think it is. Good. Because I think the best thing for us to do now is just exhaust this source. And take the ship out to grab some more. I mean, we're going to be iron today, I think. Which unfortunately doesn't really lead to a super exciting episode, I have to admit. Not that I want to admit it, but I have to because I'm an idiot. But having said that though, I've been told by the experts that apparently the YouTube algorithm doesn't matter anymore. It's in fact long form videos are starting to become more popular. So the recommendations have been quite weird. Is that basically stop editing. Stop editing to make it quicker and more bouncy. Apparently people have a lot more patience because more people are watching YouTube on TV. So they're treating it as a TV experience rather than a computer experience. So they're not sitting there with their headphones on, not sitting in front of a keyboard trying to control everything. They're using their remote control to watch things. So apparently that is why the form of YouTube videos are changing. And the nice thing is, it kind of leads into my strengths really, because I can't shut the hell up about stuff. And you know, even though I do like rough cuts, like when I do with Stardeus, it kind of means that I might be able to get back into doing proper long cuts of Project Zomboid again, like I used to. You know, good 45-minute long videos of me running unedited. I think that's us done here, am I? Is it? No, there's apparently some more iron around somewhere. Is it that bit there? It's up here. Oh, right. I think that's us done. Just reattach ourselves to the big boy. Do you know what? That has possibly got to be one of my closest lineups I've ever done. Right, let's have a quick look at the system. Why did I press P? Inventory. Let's have a look what we've got here. So we're still doing cobalt. Right, I need to basically move. That's probably where the problem has been. We're still sticking to cobalt, where we should really be looking at doing the old I know, it's wrong. It's weird, isn't it? I came back from holiday and I seem to have had an allergic reaction to crashing. Right, I know we need a lot of... let me just go into that mode. See if I can find the closest steel. Or the closest iron, should I say. Ice and iron 16. It's iron there at 17. It's an iron nickel at 16 at there. Magnesium, silicon. I think I've got my target. It's here. Ooh. There is an enemy. What is that? It's a Mayday. Oh, right. Okay. That's not a trap or anything, is it? Do I sound refreshed to you guys? Because I feel a bit refreshed. It's almost as like having the holiday and coming back to playing Space Engineers. I'm actually enjoying myself rather than thinking, oh no, I've got to do a stream tonight. It's actually like, yeah, good fun. Yay. Well, it is the general thing of a content creator, is that you have to... oh dear. Is he going to attack us? Yeah, the thing about being a content creator is that you have to stick to your guns half the time. Sometimes when you decide that you're going to do something, you have to keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And sometimes you can get really, really frustrated with the whole process altogether. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm not unhappy that I've got over 1,000 subscribers, but obviously now it's all about views. As you know, it used to be get your 1,000 subscribers, you're done sort of thing, but now they keep changing the goalposts. So you keep having to change yourself around and do other things, and it gets so exhausting after a while. And then you also get game fatigue as well. I mean, I played Project Zomboid for such a long time, but I think the problem is that the game itself, there's nothing wrong with the game, but it's the online community that's so toxic. I just don't know how to describe how much I dislike playing multiplayer with people that I don't know, because they're always whinging about the fact that they can't do this, they can't do that, and then they try to force things through committee to change things the way that they want it to be changed. And it's all about when you get people who are invested in something and they have different ideas of what invested should entail, they automatically make enemies out of everybody else. It's instinctual. I don't know how it happens. Hi, you Owen, how you doing, mate? It's just instinctual. I just don't understand how whingy, and I don't mean whingy, the Project Zomboid community can be. Honestly. So I don't mean for it to put me off, but it does. Right, we're hitting the general area, so I need to get the ship pointing towards wherever the iron's going to be, and just get this thing ripping out as much as possible. Is that the moon over there, or a moon? Let's rotate ourselves. Right. Okay. So picked up the ice and the iron. Let's turn this way, shall we? You mean as in the Star Destroyer like Boggs Dollops? Yes, this is the actual server game. Now, we chose to... We had a few people interesting who wanted to play. We've moved it over to a server, simply because my computer was slowing everything down anyway. So it was still the right decision to do, but a lot of the people who were going to be playing multiplayer with us decided they didn't want to do it anymore. So, yeah. Or they could only do it on certain days, or so far. Because we were going to do like Space Engineers on a Saturday, when Chris couldn't do it with other people, and keep our usual arrangement, which is today. But the Saturday one petered out pretty much straight after the first one. Having said that, though, I probably am a lot to blame for that. I think I see iron. We may have already. Okay. I think 28.5 is going to be fine. We haven't mined this, which is good. And so we played multiplayer. I joined a group. We had this airtight spawn area. I ended up getting locked in when I think the place got blown up because I spawned at a secret secondary base. What the hell? Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't say it was a secret. You always spawn near the nearest group thing from when you died, or the last place that, or the last one that you touch. So if you'd never been to that secret base and it was the only one left after the place exploded, it had no choice but to send you to that one. So that's how I explain that. Right. I wonder why this song is so quiet on Epidemic. Hi Triple D honey. Yeah, I found it to be true. Most people want to play multiplayer with you and then, well, I can't do it now. Yeah. All right. Okay. As I said, it'll transport you there to. It'll transport you to the only. If it was the only one that was working, that's where it was going to send you. Basically, when you die. If not, it would have sent you to the thing of right. Where do you want to start again, mate? So yeah. Yeah, I think the other thing with groups is that, I mean, in certain, like, if you're playing with a group, as in like a social group, then, you know, fair enough, people are going to have times, but I mean, if you've agreed to be a part of a streaming group, that's a bit different. But the thing is that as I've always been like that with about streaming, is that if I have other people come on, they come on voluntarily, because A, I can't pay them to be there, because I can't even afford to expand this channel, for one thing. But also that, you know, the only person who's responsible for giving out content is me, not them. They're just there to, you know, either make something for themselves or promote their own channels or do what they need to do. Is this all the iron that's there? Are you joking me? Is it this little spit of iron right here? it's saying there's some 45 over here as well. Oh, there's some here. Right, is it? Am I going to need to move the ship? I don't think I will I? Sorry, let me read what the chat's been saying. And then one survival kit. Done enough to turn off the survival kit at that place because I thought there was another I could get back. It was made by one guy of the group in an asteroid. I don't know. Okay. The survival kit I turned off was the only one at that base, so I think it might have been my fault that everything fell apart. Okay. Well, always take up your things. Triple D. It's like you know what time I stream. I stream the same time and the same days. They say they want to join, but just can't. You do it on another day. That's. I'm not going to disagree with what you say because I'm pretty sure that happens, but you know, it's another thing. I mean, you've got to understand, especially with the British, we don't like to tell people what the problem is. We'd rather lie and say I can't do it on that day rather than saying yeah, no, we just don't want to do it with you, mate. I think that's mostly my case. They spent one day with me, and it's like, yeah, no, don't want to do it. Sorry, go away. To be honest, I don't know how Chris has been putting up with me for so long. So I think he's become my work wife. Yeah. Oh, well, the problem is that I did ask my wife to take Chris on holiday as my emotional support teddy bear, but she said no. You can be a butch lesbian, mate. That's all right. But this is, you see, this is the thing, Tripper. I don't know if you were there when I was ranting about the toxic community on in Project Zomboid, but it's generally along the lines of everybody has an opinion of what makes good multiplayer, and if you don't do it to their specifications, I mean, in Project Zomboid, they'll just whinge until they get what they want. You can't run a server in Project Zomboid. I do have a server. Chris and I were using it, but obviously since they've done the changes, current changes, that I don't know if they've updated the servers just yet. So if they have, I mean, I might end up doing that, you know. Yeah, it's just the whole thing. I mean, you cannot run a server by committee. You cannot let the inmates run the asylum, basically. And I think that's generally what Project Zomboid does. Is a lot of server owners want to, you know, attract as many people to their server, so they've got a great community of people. But the problem is that the great community of people aren't that great. And I often find that playing Project Zomboid alone is better. I mean, okay. Let me say it around. I enjoy playing Project Zomboid with Chris, simply because usually Chris is the one who knows how to play the game, and I'm the idiot. But in Project Zomboid, it was the other way around. Oh, well, that's unfair to call him an idiot, but I think you know what I mean. So that was playing that for a bit was a nice break from what we were doing with Space Engineers, which was basically I fuck around and Chris repairs everything from the back behind the scenes. So it was just interesting having to kill off Chris's character every week. Yeah. Chris is from he likes to call himself a smoggy, So the only way that I can describe that is between Newcastle and, is it Middlesbrough or is it the other side? So Sunderland. I think it's between Newcastle and Sunderland. That's why he has such a unique accent. Yeah, to be fair with Chris in Project Zomboid, he's the one who supplies all the zombies. Middlesbrough, right. Oh God, did you remember that thing where they asked loads of Americans to actually point to things on a map? You're probably not alone. I mean, it's not your fault. Let's just put it that way. It's a lot of American education is very American centric, so they don't really care about what happens outside of America, which is a shame because a lot of very, very important things that give you the life that you do. I mean, some people are told to locate the UK and to put it in the ocean for some reason. Well, to be fair, the UK is in the ocean, so they've kind of hit the barn. I mean, for example, do you know where? Do Americans know where the Industrial Revolution started? And I'll give you a clue. It's called the Black Country, and not for reasons that you think. It's called the Black Country because everything used to be smothered in coal, turning all buildings, all things black. But it kept its name. Yeah, but you weren't taught it, were you, though? That's the thing. That's what I'm talking about. The Industrial Revolution is probably one of the most important things that anybody can ever, any person from modern history should know about. Those are spoil tips. They're mostly in Wales, where they were basically put to one side. It's basically the coal and the mud that they didn't want to use. Unfortunately, there was one time when one of those they decided to, in their ultimate wisdom, to put one of those tips right above a village in Wales. And after torrential rain, it went down and killed like about 30 or 40 school children. So the problem is with mudslides is that when they go down, they're liquid, but as soon as they stop, they solidify. It's terrifying. I would hate to be anywhere near a mudslide. Terrifying thing. It's almost as terrifying as finding lava water coming towards you. Right, speaking of which, let's have a look to see. Where's my ship? I mean, I know if you go to Cornwall, their big thing there was tin. So you go to the tin mines around there, and you're bound to find at least some form of old tin slag or ore. Well, no, if you're stuck at the base of an supposing all like Mount Etna. Or what was the one? Oh God, it's on my tongue. Mount St. Helens. That was the big American disaster, wasn't it? It wasn't the lava. It was the Pleistocene Is it Pleistocene it was called? Which is the hot gases and stuff. Basically, what happened to Pompeii? Basically, happened to a lot of people in on Mount St Helens in the 80s. Why does it keep doing cobalt? Is it just because it's alphabetical? Yeah, the ash wall is the first issue, and if you manage to survive that and don't get out, then the toxic gas follows. There's that, yeah. I mean, the fact is, if you get hit by the initial explosion, you're basically going to be burned inside out. Hot gases and all that malarkey. I'm just wondering if I've should have checked to see if I'd got any steel blocks being made. And then, of course, there's the thing where they discovered, I don't know how they've managed to avoid it for so long, but they discovered that when you have the lights sparkling over your aeroplane, it's the fine dust that damages aeroplanes. So every time now they've learned that every time a volcano goes off, you have to stop the flights around the place, or you could basically kill people. Or in the case of the Russians, probably try to collect the gas to make brand new planes out of it, because they need them. And did the Russians just recently lose a load of people because they're flying things that should have been mothballed tens of thousands of years ago? Oh yeah, and then there's Medvedev. What a clever boy that was. Threatened Trump with nuclear weapons. Yeah, that worked well for you, didn't it, mate? I mean, most presidents wouldn't have even looked at bombing Iran. They would not have even considered it. So why did they think that Trump wouldn't consider sending 2 nuclear subs to Russia? Why? Well, I'll tell you why. It's because they thought he was a straw man. They thought they were mates and he wouldn't harm them anyway. How wrong they were. Because they're ordering the storage chest. Ah. Okay, things up. I shall sort that out. Lost my entrance. There we go. There you go. This is why I keep Chris around. Okay. I mean, cobalt's important, don't get me wrong, but I'm now building our mega ship. And we all know how long that takes me to do and how much blocks I tend to take up. Oh, the big ship. Well, we're generally what we're trying to aim to do is have it as a base of operations, a large battle platform, pretty much like the Bogstolix was, but instead of doing a big wedge, we thought we'd do a long form thing. It probably will end up being a kind of wedge, but because simply we're going to put the landing bays in at the back, so they're protected by the ship. Yeah, I'm trying to save from the giant wedge of cheese, because despite the fact that it worked exceptionally well, the only issue being is that a lot of the stuff that worked in the game that's on my PC, the mods don't work. So the actual good mods that we have, we've had to change. Which is disappointing, I have to say, but it's one of the challenges of Space Engineers. Oh, I played Space Engineers 2. Unfortunately, I did it drunk, so that didn't fly too well. I just got confused and gave up. I think they've tried too hard to make it look different to Space Engineers, and I think that's kind of made it harder to fathom. Oh, and also, what was it? Starfinder, the Space Pathfinder roleplay game has been released. I've ordered my book as an early birthday present, and I've got the PDF reading through it now. And I have to say, it's a lot more better presented than Pathfinder has been. Not at the moment, I think, is the best way. I think they've made too many changes for change's sake, if you get what I mean. I think they're going to need to learn that, you know, they think that familiarity breeds contempt, but no. You want to suck from the same tip, basically. I've just realised we have got lost again. There we go. Because we have a kit, we've got an assembler as well. Oh, I'd forgotten about that. What do I dopey bugger? People don't seem content with SE1. You said that wrong. Well, say it right then, and then we can discuss your point of view. Everyone knows the sequel is never better than the original. Say that to Empire Strikes Back. Ooh, we might have too much. So it might be good that I'm actually using the things. People don't seem to have issues with it. No, they don't. I mean, I appreciate it if SE2 was basically doing it right the first time. So all the made-up code and all the bodge jobs that they've done to get us to this position, and most of the time that it's not the actual keen staff that's done it, it's mostly the modders who've improved it for them. They've just basically just taken their code and stamped it onto the main game. So I mean, SE2 has an opportunity to actually start with a plan, get to where SE1 is now, but do it with better options. You know, I agree with being able to mix grids and stuff like that, but yeah. Well, we'll have to see, won't we? I think we're overloaded with stuff, so. It's doing it again. Why is it doing stone? SE2 might end up being another fine wine situation, or failing miserably, or just be a miss completely and would end up fading into obscurity. Well, the simple fact is, until SE2 actually becomes better than SE1, people aren't going to play it. So the only people who are playing it at the moment are the people who are vastly invested into it, which means the investors or the developers. And this is what happened at the start of SE1, is that they weren't listening to anybody but themselves. They had an echo chamber, and so they were making changes that they wanted because they don't like survival. They like the creative part of it. So they like building stuff like that. So they didn't really do that. And look what's happened now. They're not even concentrating on survival right now. Which is, the thing is there's two people which the developers are off the creative side, whereas most of the players are the survival side because of the challenge. You know, it's all right having a block by an online Lego set, but I mean, I'm pretty sure if you wanted an online Lego set, there's been a lot of Lego games that you can just do that sort of shit. Right. I don't know if those have gone or haven't, but I am going to... Oh, no, they're still here. You. Yeah, we're way full. Before I do that, where's the bob? Right, so what I'm planning to do here, just in case you're looking at it, I'm going to get rid of the gravel to try and get ourselves the system going. But I don't want the gravel being pulled back in by the bob and causing us the same problems. I'm getting a lot of... Right, I'm going to disable gravel. That means now I can. Oh, was that all the gravel we had? Maybe it might be wise for me to put the stone in. Let's start making that gravel. Not only will we process the stone, I'll also get rid of the waste products as well. Is that all the stone we've had? Since we're refusing the rock at the moment, and I'm not talking the one who smells what they're cooking on. Imagine that if Dwayne Johnson was stuck in there. I haven't processed the rock. I'll give him a power slam. Cross is even stone in the survival kit. Let's see if we can get rid of that as well. Oh, it's tossing it out. Oh, wait a second. We overloaded on the... Oh, that's the reason why. We are in a bit of a pickle here, guys. I may have over-egged the pudding. I really need to get this rock out, don't I? Yeah, I know. Yeah. Let's see if I can build some interior plates. I think I've jammed everything up here. That's the problem. There we go. If I hold the cobalt for a bit, maybe the refinery. Let's put the stone first. Stop making the same mistake, shall we? Put that there. Still no. Hospital and repair system. Not the refinery. I do hear the noise of the refineries working now, or the assemblers working. So I may have freed up space. No, it's not going in there. But I do have the interior plates now, so... Bloody course. And it's the only place I can put one without damaging anything. What do I bet you now that I've now scuppered that because they can't get access to the stuff you need. Just get rid of that for a second. Yeah, the basic refinery is cut off from there. What about the actual refinery? That's cut off too. Right. Let's look at it from the assembler point of view. Right, assembler's cut off from there. Right, if I take that steel again. The refinery's working now. But I fear I've done something stupid.
Energy low.
It's taken more of that in. So, I mean, the other option is that I stop and head back. Right. I need to find out what I need to build this. Probably gonna need motors, most likely. But actually, didn't. The motors are in there. Small steel tubes, metal grids. So small steel tubes I need to generate. Can't do it with the survival kit, can I? No.
Energy low.
What? Oh, did I not? Oh. Right. So why is it the fact I've got too much stuff inside the current assembler? Pretty much. There we go. Well, slow and steady wins the race, as they say. Is that a basic refinery that I'm looking straight at? Not the Bob. That's the Bob I need to put it into, isn't it? Right. So the building repair system's jammed. I'm going to have to do it manually then. You have to build the bugger manually. That's fine. It's fine. It's just going to take a little bit longer. Where have I put it? It's at the bottom, isn't it? Under here. Just need 5 more. Alright, well, we'll just do it a bit at a time. Adapt. Displays. Oh, we're making displays. Can the survival kit make displays? Yes, it can. But it doesn't have the silicon wafer for it. Do we have silicon wafer? We do. So we need to put it into the survival kit, isn't it? Survival kit, survival kit, survival kit. Well, what I can do is I can actually just eject the stone here, can't I? Because if the bob's blocked, it's not going to pick it up, is it? Actually, can I put anything here? I might have a solution. But I'm going to have to do something weird first. My control panel. Oh, I have it on a button, don't I? Where's the button? Right. Right, so one of the great causes could actually turn out to be one of the great salvations here. Right. Right. No, because I don't have access to it because I've cut the link. So I'm gonna have to do this manually, basically. That may have just done it. Computers now. Do we have any in the system at all? No. Go to assembler, survival kit. Okay. We need more silicon wafer, basically. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure we've got some more around here that we can spare. I've got some, in fact. Let me see if I can put it directly into the survival kit. Or, the other option. Stone that I've got in there. Just throw that in there. Ah. Why hasn't that ejected all that like then? Or was that what's just been taken whilst I was connected? Ah, okay. I think I'm going to have to try and manually jiggle and piggle here. Right. Hopefully, this is just going to be it. Oh, it's already built. Right, well, if that's the case, let's get back home. And of course, I'm overloaded, so I've just got to be very careful with this ship. Not the lander. I'm talking about the... Talking about the cargo ship. Okay. Oh, yep. Sorry, nearly forgot. Turn those off. Okay. Right, I think we've... Yeah, it sounds like we solved... Definitely sounds like we solved the problem. There is another problem. I've just realised. There is some... There's going to be some iron around here. Well, the building repair system's there, so it shouldn't be. It's free and open, so... Okay, I see location 1. See, that's my problem. Sometimes I get a little bit overeager and don't and forget completely about the limitations of locking up a system. We are in gravity, apparently. We're in that strange part of gravity where we're in gravity, but there's no gravity. If you get my meaning. Oh dear. So I finally found an AI package of bits and pieces that I could afford. Instead of having to pay $20 a month for ChatGPT or God knows what for Microsoft Copilot, $45 for the year. And the image creation is pretty pitch perfect, really. And the other thing I was thinking of doing as well, I did a series of like a fantasy story about the Colony Wars, it was called. Now that I've got that and I've got a reliable creation where I can actually create an image from a type space, or even take a photograph and turn it into what I want it to be, I could probably get back to doing that. I still have the voice changing program, so the only problem is I lost the sound when my computer, well, when my hard drive went. That's why I was always told never put your data on a solid state hard drive, because you can keep your data on normal ones, and all your programs can be reloaded. I've learned from that mistake now anyway, because I've got a second solid state hard drive that's got all the backup of got a copy of my estate of my computer on it, so if ever anything goes wrong I can put it back to a state that's at least usable. Yeah, I forgot to slow down, didn't I? So yeah, I'll start experimenting with that. I mean, it's got its own chat on it there, but the problem is you can't do like character chat, you know, where you can actually configure the chat to be like a person that you can talk to. I'm having fun with some of that. And the only problem is I find with most of the chat ones though, they all tend to be like coon bots basically, where you know you're pretending you're having sex with someone. It's just like that's just not interesting. I want to tell a story with a character, you know, role play with them. Yeah, so last episode we had, we got a good test fire, so to speak. Alright. Here's where the fun begins. Try to land this crate. Okay. Let's get ourselves landed. Oops. Right. And all of a sudden, actually, I didn't need to leave here, did I? I can actually log on to the other productions now. There we go. Oh, that hurt my lip. Shouldn't do that so many times. I was enjoying scatting there. Right, so this is the cockpit area, which is in the big strain box. Oops. Did I just hit a rock? I think I was going to be putting another gun on the end of that, wasn't I? To protect that. Is it 5? It's got to be on there, Chris. Or is it 3 for us? I think it's 5. I think it's 7 for a large, 5 for like a small large. So I'm effectively making the spine of the ship here. We might also take some lessons, I think, from the other ships we've had by putting the hard single. Oh, let me just find them for you. Where are they? Heavy armor panels. You can do curved panels, you can do straight panels, and just have them as external stick out things, which can hopefully be repaired fairly easy. Now the big question is, have I got access down to this bottom part? And if it's going to be inside the protected area, should I put... Well, I know we should really panel on the outside of it. That's the first thing. Wherever the bits and doodads are going, which I'm starting to think I need to do something like this. And change that to a 4-way. Oh, is this... It's a curve. Right. And there we go. Right. Looks like I may need to put light armor here, but put a heavy armor covering over the back of it. Apparently we need motors. Okay, let's get that sorted. It's starting to seem to me that we're needing to process silicon. Always reminds me of that Born Slippy. Right, so we do have access to the base now. think that has sorted it. Bang on. Got the assembler, so we need the refinery. That was a refinery, wasn't it? So I want the assembler. Okay. So we're starting to get this bad boy self-sufficient, hopefully. Do you know what? I think I might go for like a ring, and literally have a big ring around the ship that's got guns galore on it. That might be interesting. Because I mean, we've kind of got like some of the major arc points here. Will give us redundancy. We want it sticking out, don't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it 4? So I've got to have those two. I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, so that's creating the cross itself. Alright, I think what we need to do now is pop in a proper what am I looking at? Conveyor junction, that's what I was looking for. So put a conveyor junction. I'm not 100. I've just kind of realised I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to make it work. Apart from to stagger it down, so I kind of need like 2 top here. Two top here. Two there. And the next thing I just need to do is change the armor thing to... What am I doing? You'll need guns galore there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, okay. So what I do with the need to do is change the conveyor to a curved conveyor. Conveyor tube. Let's put that there. Every time. Like that. One like that. Would be even cooler if I could make it rotate, but yeah. Need more interior plate. Right. I think I should, maybe I should do this properly, yeah? I should do this properly, shouldn't I? So, this is the center of the ship. The only problem is, me doing this will mean that there's going to be a weak point. And I see your point about a piston. The only issue is it does mean that I am going to cut off see, making it move would mean that I wouldn't be able to walk through it while it's going round. Unless I'm an absolute dick and shove it right at the front. I really want to do something cool though. Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it though. I'm not going to go overcomplicate. I think it's just going to cause me more hassle than it's worth.
Energy low.
Oh, speaking of which. I mean, my only other thought would be to leave the idea until the back of the ship. You know, where it's back here, and maybe have the hangar, double-sided hangar, so you could have to go through, like, you know, like the red ship, like the original one that has like a hangar that opens on both sides. Be quite cool. So I think I'm just going to turn these into, for the moment, maybe just have these as weapons pylons. And I can easily fill these up with see, I'm just spitballing, to be honest. Right, so that's the reason why I can't do that. Okay, that's fine. We'll do it another way then. More than one way to skin a cat. A little bit overcomplicated, but hey. Keep it nice and tight though, as in that way and that way. Do it with both of these, shall we? Just so that I know where I'm going. Okay, then back to 7. So we know we want that there. 6 is there. Yeah, funny enough, how now I've done that, I'm actually kind of liking the idea of doing something like seaming this in and doing like a long seam back here. Almost like a reverse. Oh, stick with me, Triple D, because I think what I might do is I might put the rotor one on the back. But I do have this heavy armour. I need lights, don't I? Because we're not really going to be stupid enough to so let's change that to light armour slope. So it's just the one off there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On there, one there, and that one can go down. In fact, thinking about it, you know, this is the first time in a very long time I'm actually starting to think about how a ship looks rather than how it functions. I'm very much, as I'm pretty sure most people who watch me know, I make very functional boxes. Or very simple shapes like wedges and cheeses. I'd probably do a flying saucer if I get away with it. Right. But I think having these arms out here might be a bit of a blessing in disguise here. Because obviously it just means that any guns that are attached to this will obviously have a range extension over the top of the ones that are on the main hull. And also, well, look very pretty, I hope. Yeah, well, I suppose the pretty ones generally tend to come from the people who build the things as from what's the word, from creative mode. They don't build it in game. I think a lot of the ones that are built in game are very much function over form. At least mine are. So I mean, with creative mode, you know, if you make a mistake, you can just undo it and do it again, sort of thing. I mean, creative mode has its place. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I've used it back in the day when I was doing like we're trying to tell stories with my group of Space Engineers players. So I used that mode to help me create bases and, you know, places of interest quickly for the next episode, so to speak.
Energy low.
Of course, my energy's low. Let's get that sorted. I've also got my kitchen ripped out. So the nice thing is the fridge is actually in the living room right now. Believe it or not. I mean, hopefully we're going to get it fairly functional by next week. I was hoping that I could get my roleplay group around the table in the kitchen, but I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. But whatever. Whatevs. We'll just have to cope, won't we? Right. Oops. What have I done there? Oh, somehow accidentally put snapshot on. How the hell did that happen? That snapshot actually is a right pain in the ass, because we've got a company called Sky, who are yeah, there you go. They're very good with their technology to detect when people are using things to doing things. For example, they know if you're on a VPN, so you can't watch Sky on your own account in Spain, say, for instance, because you want to watch the football. And that's another one of the things, because apparently you can take snapshots of the video and it detects it and tells you, and then stops you from transmitting, saying that you've got capture software on there. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what capture software it is. It just says, oh, there's some capture software here. We're not going to... So it took me forever to find where the problem was, and it was the Microsoft Capture, which is automatically loaded onto your computer. So not only do you not have a choice and have it, you don't get told that it's a problem. So you can imagine my frustration, almost as much as the frustration that's going to happen with the British government now want to ban VPNs. That fucking Keir Starmer, man, wants to get rid of all of our civil liberties. And we're sitting there politely clapping. I'm just hoping that VPN companies are now so big they're gonna fail on that one. I need some more. Ooh. Do we not have any steel plate whatsoever? Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to make some more. Yeah, but the worst thing about it is, especially in England of all places, it's supposed to be the people that are the most demanding of freedom of speech. But it seems now it's the left that seem to want to stop people from talking. They don't want you to disagree with their opinion anymore, and it just feels to me like, well, tough titties, mate. You're getting what you're getting. How's that looking, actually? Ah, right, I shouldn't have done that. Okay.
Inventory full.
I mean, it's in Britain. It's getting to the point where you're not allowed to have any fun anymore. I mean, I understand why they've done the that thing to protect children. I have seen some of the shit some people have put on the internet stories that are, well. But see, the problem is, here's the thing. Because they've made one rule, as they seem to do with this government, they make one law that they haven't thought out very well. So they've not only have they put in a system that can be broken with a picture. But literally, if you have a VPN, you don't have to worry about it. You just go become, go to America or somewhere they do have free speech policies. But because they haven't thought out the plan, they're now aiming to stomp out the VPN. Instead of dealing with the problem, which are blinking rape gangs in Britain, and putting them in jail, and making people understand that this sort of behaviour is not acceptable, they're punishing the average Brit. They're punishing the basic Brit for just simply existing in the wrong place at the wrong time. The worst thing about it is, me saying this, I'm now worried that I could get put in prison just for saying it. Big Brother is here, my friends. Yeah. Do you know what? I used to want to live in the States as a kid. I really did. Because back in the 80s, when I was a kid, the coolest place to be was America. Always was. Oh, do you know what I haven't done? Just may want to do that. Jump into streaming room 1. There we go. Just in case, I just suddenly realised it's 12 o'clock. That's why everyone's disappeared off, because Chris is one of the people who've gone. No one seems to have gone as well. I didn't see him say goodbye. Can I adjust the length for the welder? How do you mean, mate? Oh yes, I was saying, yeah. I really wanted to go to Bitterroad, but you know what the thing that actually put me off was the fact you have to pay for an ambulance. I mean, it's probably natural for someone from America to think, yeah, that's normal. Not in Britain, ain't. It's like, what?
Energy low.
Well, here's the thing. I will be adding bobs here in a second, but I need to get some energy in first. Nope. Didn't mean to do that. You can't extend it, but you can move it. Right, I think I'm going to put the bob here. So any constructive components. Okay. Are we out of iron again? Do you not tell me that we have burnt through all that iron? I bet we have as well. No. It needs to be connected to the conveyor network, but it's its own form of conveyor. Right, what's going on here? Is that because in my panic beforehand? Any more large containers? Right. That looks like that was the problem. But as long as they're connected to your grid, to your pipes, it's fine. You only have to put it there. It will automatically work with the system, and it will pull. It will pull stuff from the system as long as it's attached to a system, and stuff can pull from it to move its stuff out. So it's kind of designed as its own conveyor. Do you know what? I think what I'm going to do. Am I going to do that? As long as, yeah, with turrets, as long as you've got the as long as you have the correct ammo, it should automatically pull, as long as it's connected to where you're storing it or where you're making the ammo and storing the ammo. So as long as it's connected to that same grid or same network of pipes, it should be fine. It should automatically pull through. So I'm kind of aiming to put the I'm going to change this song at some point. It goes on for too long, but I'll probably end up putting some of the forward-facing guns, like the single shooters, and pop some of the turrets on that side there, and they should all pull through because they should all be connected to this area here. And speaking of which, has the Bob been built? Oh no, just gone straight into the. Because I'm the wrong way around. It's down here. So we still need construction components, small steel tubes, computers, and pipes. Okay, let's see if I can get these made. have to sit in and press the I button to control production. Are we having the same problem again? Stick it to ship only. Why is that not doing that then again? That's in December, that's why. 1,000 of those out. Right, I'm pretty sure Chris will pop on very soon, but I'm just going to quickly go for a bio break and grab another drink, and I'll be back in 2 shakes. I see if I can get the drink from the fridge over here. Right. Are you here yet, Chris? No? Okay. Right. That's important because we've now got another refinery, which probably can take some more of the other stuff.
So much work.
Yeah, it's all fun and games, isn't it? Till someone gets hurt. Well, it's not connected. Okay, so it's...
So the reason why you kept getting cobalt in your refineries was because cobalt was higher up in the storage chest.
Yeah, I kept changing it around.
No, in the storage chest. So it pulls the material from the top of the storage chest.
Okay.
Not its inventory, but the actual your ship's cargo manifest. So you have to make sure the order is in the order you want it to actually get pulled.
No, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So it was processing the 4K or whatever you put in, and then grabbing the cobalt again because the cobalt was still at the top of the list.
Right. Yeah, fair play. I understand it now.
So now,
this is why I have
so
them
now
around, folks.
the large container on the base is now set to give you iron first to the basic refineries and precious metals to the advanced refinery. Because, yeah.
Okay. Have I screwed this up?
Probably.
I was sure that I connected the connector, which is there. Yeah, I have. So, why is it not connecting anywhere else? Must be another thing that's not connected properly. So, what do we need now? Still more construction components. Oh, it's got a bit dark in here.
I didn't do it.
No, I need to put lights in and stuff.
No, just while I was eating food, I was moving supplies around the storage systems.
Ah, right, fair play.
Because I can do that without being able to talk.
Hmm.
So we added that one. That was set up to work right. But that one just needs to have its down. It'll start working right. I actually wanted to do that first. That's it. Because it looks like it's pretty much iron is your short everywhere
Mm-hmm.
at the minute. So that should stabilize that for you for a bit.
I'm not sure what I've done wrong here.
So your connector here
Let me just do another refinery.
has the 2 ports it needs. What are you trying to do with this ship? Because right now, the way it's connected, you will not be able to get resources from the base.
Yes, that's what I've just decided. Just discovered for myself.
If you come over here, you will see why.
I think it's probably because there's a thingy that takes rather than gives. Is that right?
Yeah. There is a sorter, because this was designed as a emptying ships.
Oh, balls.
So that was your problem, and can be easily fixed with. But what we're using it for now is we just put a conveyor junction in.
Can you not just switch the conveyor junction off?
If I switch the sorter off, it would just not allow stuff through altogether.
Alright.
But if I literally just put a pipe here,
Yeah, right here. Where
Yep.
I'm selling, yeah. Fair play.
that will give you the effect you want.
I wasn't, because I thought, oh yeah, we got the refinery working and all that.
Yeah.
And then I wasn't able to draw any of the stuff to help out making stuff. So let me know when you're done so I can set this off.
Yield tubes, apparently. There you go. You should have.
Oh yeah, it's taking it itself now.
Yep. So the sorters are great, except they are one directional and
Yeah, nobody
Do
likes
have the one-
nobody likes One Direction apart from girls.
yeah, and do have the weird side effect of not working in reverse. The tweaks around the base I've done has actually got you a decent amount of iron in at least now
Okay.
as well.
Well, you've gone for production over speed.
Well, the green refinery on the base has 4 modules on the back of it.
Yep.
2 of them are speed modules, 2 are yield.
Yeah.
So probably not necessarily the best setup, but like we needed to be able to process stuff through relatively quickly, otherwise we'd have been here for days waiting
Mhm.
for resources.
Yeah.
And that's got you 26k plus of iron already.
There you
So
go.
your assemblers are now able to run at a decent clip. So now it's just a matter of keeping an eye on the building repairs for what you're actually needing. Oh, we have a building repair that's switched off. We've got a lot of them that are switched off. Did you know the building repairs were off?
I didn't know. The only person who usually switches the building repairs off are you. Because you have ideas and shit to do.
Yeah. It's usually just for blueprint positioning.
Well, that was sitting there and only recently has been built. I think you needed to make another one, didn't you? Because yours went kaput.
Yes. I needed to start that project. That's getting more drills and giving a bit more muscle.
Do you know what? I've just realised I can actually stiffen that out as well, can't I? I mean, it's not like I'm actively wanting to get more tonnage, but
I actually need to do another cobalt run.
really?
Yeah.
What are we using that's suiting the cobalt?
Oh no, we've got a load. It's just not where I was expecting to find it.
I was about to say,
we've got a load of cobalt. We've got a load of cobalt ore. We haven't actually refined it yet. That's the problem. But it was still on the ship.
I was about to say I was drowning in this stuff, so it was one of the problems with the. That's my brain going with this. It's one of the problems with building or having to build that thing when I ran out of space in the ship.
Yeah.
Energy low.
So, what do you think about the whole government wanting to get rid of VPN now?
Well, we knew that was going to happen because they introduced a system so they could get basically everybody's ID, so that they know exactly what websites everybody looks at. And then they basically got told, well, yeah, except everybody will use VPN. So they were like, oh, well, we'll just make VPNs illegal.
Yeah, it's the whole
What would be really interesting is how many politicians have a VPN.
Yeah, well, it's basic security though. That's the thing. It's basic security against pirates. The Russians, for one thing, they're basically just handing the Russians the key to the city.
Every person in the UK has personal details. The amount of personal information that will end up being stolen as a result of basically websites being allowed to have photographs of every person who visits their website's driving license.
Well, fraud's also going to turn up as well, because if you think about it, you know, if you've got pictures of people's driver's licenses, then you know what's going to. I mean, I don't mind being transparent, but I don't want to be stupid about it. I don't mind proving my hair. Yeah, it's not going to go the way they think it's going to go.
Well, it's not going to help the people that it's supposed to help.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to stop kids from seeing stuff online they're not supposed to see. And it's not going to do that. But at least it's not as bad as the Australian one.
Oh God, what's happened there then?
Nobody under the age of 16 is allowed a YouTube account.
Wow.
Including YouTube Kids. Because they think the algorithm will show them mean things.
Well,
so
to be
instead,
fair,
they've got
it
to
has.
use.
So.
No. But instead, they have to use YouTube without an account.
Oh, right. So no one.
There's nothing to stop them using it. It only stops them from having an account.
Honestly, these politics. Why do they make these rules and not actually think the whole thing through?
Yeah. So it means you're going to have completely uncurated content going to children.
Yeah.
And there's a streamer I watch in Australia was basically like, I have a 6-year-old daughter. This is her curated YouTube Kids account that I'm now having to switch off because of this new rule. So she's not allowed to have it anymore. This is now how she will have to use YouTube. And he showed basically a fresh an incognito session
where it doesn't know what your preferences are, so it just throws any old shit at you. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
And there was people with basically body parts near enough out on the front page, and he's just like, that's what he's wanting the kids to have instead. Because YouTube, by the way, wasn't on the list until the last minute. They then added it.
Right.
But you know what isn't on the list? Snapchat.
Oh,
so your child can still have a Snapchat account.
So they're perfectly okay to be able to send photos and then have them deleted straight away.
Yep. Because it's considered a messaging app, and messaging apps aren't included in the not allowed an account.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Politicians can't organise a piss up in a brewery, can they?
It's decisions getting made by people who haven't got a clue what they're talking about.
Well, exactly. They're looking at solving the problem, not wondering what happens when you solve the problem.
Yeah.
It's effectively like being space engineers. Effectively, you end up having to come around and undo the stuff that I haven't thought about in the first place.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's not as if these people haven't had plenty of time to work all of this out. The fact of the matter is, the problem is they come up with this idea, and it's basically like, well, we'll give it a try. We'll see what happens. And like, they've been told what was going to happen with this for years.
Oh yeah.
Like, the minute they implement it, and people go, well, we'll just bypass it. That's when they're like, well, we'll have to come up with some way you can't bypass it.
and then they'll find another way.
Yeah. Well, you know what the next option is? If you're not allowed to use a VPN,
Dark web.
dark web. If
Yeah.
these kids, if these kids are genuinely needing, for whatever reason, to access stuff they shouldn't be accessing, they're still going to find a way.
No, I know that. We
Yeah.
know that because we live in the real world. We're not politicians that seem to have. I mean, you know the funny thing is the whole thing about trying to get rid of Pip. It's like, why is it that you're attacking the people who are the most desperate and the most in need to do it? What is your what's the reason for this? Why are you doing this? And it's only on the point of is that really Labour government, they're just bloody Conservatives in different ties nowadays.
The thing that gets me is that at the same time we're complaining about this sector of society needing too much money. In another sector of society, we're spending absolute fortunes we shouldn't be spending. It's like, how do we get this so wrong?
Yeah, and we're
And
different. Go.
I'm not even just talking that particular hot topic that we're not going to get into because that gets YouTube channels cancelled.
Yeah.
But there are sectors. It's not even just one sector. There are things that get money spent on them that do not need the money spent on them. You know, and we've got homeless people on the streets.
Well, funny thing I always find about homeless people, especially around my area, is they're not always homeless.
No. But I'm talking about the genuine homeless. Now, some of them are purposefully homeless because they do not wish to follow, shall we say, societal rules.
Well, the thing
there
is,
are those that are homeless for.
but then there's also the
chemical
people who
issues.
yeah, well, yeah, there are those,
Yeah.
yes, but there's also, which happens around my area, is a lot of people who
A lot of fakers.
Yeah, who aren't homeless, but they act homeless. They're basically they think they can do anything, and they're just sitting there making loads of money, begging off the streets, and instead of getting themselves a job, they're just getting the benefits and whatever money they get off begging. And apparently, you can make quite a lot of money out of it. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I think without getting myself in trouble for saying things that I'm not allowed to say because free speech is pretty much dead now.
Yep.
I think the major problem is that most people are finding is that it seems like the people who are the problem or the criminals are the ones who seem to be the most protected because they have certain characteristics.
Yes.
Which, if we mention, is going to get us pretty much deleted or arrested.
And I don't understand why governments are so desperate to single out everybody else.
Because Tony Blair's little operation to that Trevor Phillips himself even warned was going to go wrong. It's it'll mean they're wrong, basically.
Yeah. It's just there's so many things at the minute, and you're just like, where's the priorities going on? And you're just like, the bit that really got to me was a few years back now. I think it was Keir Starmer was on a press tour.
Oh god, yeah, that dick.
Yeah, and this bloke said, "Do not come in my pub
Oh yes.
and he went
that's
in it
right.
anyway.
Yeah, and then
And
they.
his security team grabbed the guy who owned the pub and manhandled him out of his own pub. And you're like, if you're going around on a press tour, you should have the common sense to have had somebody go around and figure out where you were going, who you were going to talk to.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't have been going into somebody's business who, as a landlord, has the right to tell you to get out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then have your security go ape on him. Because if that had been any other customer who he told to get out, he'd have had the cops there backing him up.
Oh yeah.
Energy
But it's like,
low.
oh no, political party leader. Oh, no.
Old two-tier here. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, no. The owner of that business did not want you in that business.
Yeah, but Keir Starmer, like pretty much everything he's done with our country, thinks he can do what he wants, and unfortunately, they're proving him right. Because any MPs that go against him, they get chucked out for looking after their own constituents' needs.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, the only reason I'm not too upset about my Labour MP in my area is because she was one of the few that actually voted against getting rid of PIPs. Right, we might be needing some ice because maybe in this one, but maybe not in the main area, but.
Yeah. But there is ice on this asteroid. Or
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
there
I
was.
think I'm just gonna go get us some because I've literally just run out. So ZP. If you want to bring the ship round, the big ship round, I'll.
I hate it when you're just in the wrong place for the knock. Yes, I think we're completely out of oxygen.
Yeah. Right, I think if you go to where the iron marker is, mate,
Yeah.
just a little alcove recess where it is. I've just buried through. If
Yeah.
I end up doing the poo monster, I'm hoping you should be able to.
Should be at 100 meters of the. I think right now. I'm at 115 of you. Not seeing any ice.
I'm just trying to widen this up so I can. The big ship. Yeah, I should have. Right at the front. Yeah, you're just here, mate. Hello. I'm above you. Just trying to expand the hole a bit so that you can probably stick your nose in. Isn't it terrible to live in a free country where you're scared to say something
Yep.
in case you get a knock on the door by the police and arrested?
Yeah. But for daring to have an opinion.
Mm-hmm. So Trump's finally managed to work out his best mate Putin isn't exactly his best mate.
Yeah.
I think the funniest thing I've seen out of it is Medvedev's comments about being a nuclear power and you know, making those veiled threats that they always used to do. So the first thing he did was stick some nuclear submarines out on the coast of Russia. Right, yep. Right, I'm going to pop in the poo machine now. Just tell me if you're getting ice in your...
Yes.
Okay, good.
So far we've got 5k of it.
Just tell me when to stop. I suppose you know what we could do is we could have look into the AI part and create some AI Bob drones. So what they do is that they follow the ship around and create like a channel or chain of ships. So what it does is it bobs in and then poos out, so the next bob might be able to take, and so it chains its way up.
To be honest, if you were doing anything like that, the way to do it would just be to have a bob ship, gather the resources and drop it off using
Yeah.
the dock command.
Or else you just do it AI and send it to a spot where it needs to dock.
Yeah.
I
think
really am going to
anything
look
else-
into AI. I really am.
Yeah, you're asking a lot of the system otherwise. I think we're probably good for a while now. We've got like 50-60k.
Okay, well I'll put out what's left.
Yeah.
And then I'll attach and get back to my big project. I've thoroughly enjoyed Space Engineers today. I don't know why. I think it might just be that I've just taken a 2-week break from it, and I've come back fresh from a holiday and just seem to have just really enjoyed it.
What I also love is, do you see the American companies threatening to basically sue Ofcom?
Are they?
Yeah.
What's happened there?
Well, Ofcom's the one that are sending out the threat letters to do with the that new age law.
All right.
Because it's Ofcom that's actually got the powers to
Okay.
fine and imprison company directors.
Okay.
And the American company directors are like, I'm in America, you can't do that.
Mhm. Well, did you see Starmer kind of like almost like what's the word? He just couldn't. He didn't know what to say. He was creeping about because he was, like Trump likes to do those in front of the camera sort of discussions sort of thing.
Yeah.
One of the people from Sky News asked Trump. She said, well, now with this child law, you happy with the fact that your freedom thing is potentially going to be silenced? And he's like, what? And then you could just see Keir Starmer panicking because, and he tried to explain how this went, but he said, no. Trump's thing will not be stopped, sort of thing. I thought to myself, I bet you it won't, only because someone's pointed it out. I would have actually liked to have seen someone that just they've done it, and it's like, oh shit.
It's going to be weird because technically anything that has any sexualized content or anything that's considered harmful has to have age verification. So, like, technically, if you have YouTube that has harmful content, it's going to need to have thingy. But they're being very woolly about what actually classes as harmful content.
Yeah, it's like...
So, for instance, they could make it a rule where having certain beliefs would be classed as harmful content.
Yeah. If you do
I
not
don't-
toe the party line...
Yeah. And therefore, if you do not toe the party line, nobody under the age of 16 is allowed to know about that.
Mm-hmm. If you have an opinion that's completely different to ours, that's where it's going to end up, basically, isn't it? Somebody ends up having a different opinion to us, therefore they must be banned.
And worse than that, it's at the decision of Ofgen. So this isn't even a government decision at this point.
Not Ofgem.
Ofcom. Yeah. It's just going to be some bureaucrat who basically goes, yeah, that's not allowed now.
Mm.
If you have that type of content, you have to be behind an age wall.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
and being behind an age wall in itself, I haven't got a problem with. It's how they are confirming you are of the right age.
Well, apparently, Keir Starmer, when he got caught out by this question, his basic excuse was it's all about suicide websites.
Yeah, because they basically said that's all that Twitter is.
Mm. So Twitter's under a thing as well, or X now.
Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, Discord. Basically, all of them have already been, I believe, have already received letters, basically saying non-compliance will mean, I think it was a certain percentage of the total earnings of the business, not even just the earnings in that country.
Right. Well, good. Love to see them try that to a foreign company, and I can just see them basically just putting out all of their funding to places. But I mean, it's the other thing is with VPNs. Well, I understand that maybe you've that you want to take the VPNs away, but when it comes to the point of the VPN that I use is set to the UK. I don't use foreign VPNs. I don't really need age verification because I don't do that sort of shit. It's
yeah. But the thing is, you don't do that sort of thing. But literally, it could come to a point where you even need it for your Discord.
Yeah.
Because they could decide that your content on Discord needs to be age verified.
Oh, well.
And it's when somebody decides this stuff, and they're not being very forthcoming about those decisions.
Yeah. I know.
And you know, yeah, they're saying, oh, it's to protect the kids from this and it's to protect the kids from that. But that's not what they're going after. And yes, there needs to be protections in place. But those protections need to be put in place in such a way that the protections are safe. And
Well,
that's the problem, because
no,
how do you make the protections safe?
I don't. You know, the thing that worries me about it all is that it is going to be a point of where, once again, you know how damaging Me Too was to men. You know, men in places. I mean, simple fact is, I've had a friend who's basically been Me Too'd just simply because he offered someone a lift. He made her feel uncomfortable, and that was it. He was gone. So, when you're living in such fear, I just, you know, it comes to a point where you can only live under so much fear for so long, and I mean, I always thought, like, you know, not that I agree with his particular politics or his opinion or his views, but I always saw that, you know, like someone like Nigel Farage is going to end up being literally just given the power because nobody else seems to be listening to what people are saying.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I believe we are heading for a major upset in politics, resulting in a party that has never been in power ending up in power.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody is getting sick to the back teeth. The parties we have promising one thing, not delivering, and then sitting there filling their pockets
Mm-hmm. Whilst the rest of us suffer.
at the national purpose, while everybody suffers except for the old boy network.
Mm-hmm.
Because I almost guarantee you, right, if they put a VPN block in place, right, there will be an exception in it that allows politicians to still have VPNs. Because they'll say it's for national security.
Yeah. Well, if it's for national security, then everybody needs it.
Yeah.
Because all it takes is for one politician to accidentally put something on a non-protected computer.
Yep.
And everybody's screwed because of that.
Yeah. Well, just think about it, right? How many times has, shall we say, it come out that a politician had a sexual leaning that perhaps didn't fit with their public image? And I'm not even necessarily talking about a criminal action. How many times has a politician's personal life become a major importance?
Well, I think the first one that comes to my mind is that one politician who was having an affair with one of the I forgot what it was, civil servants in his office, and the cameras caught him.
Yep. Yeah. And how many events like that have there been?
Oh, a few.
Right. And I can guarantee you, the ones we've heard about are probably 5% of what's actually happened, and people have left their job quietly.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that got caught, and they're the ones who didn't have good data security.
Mm-hmm.
Now, under these new rules, they wouldn't be allowed to have data security. There is no way on earth the politicians are going to allow that to happen to themselves.
No, that I do agree with. That is something that yeah, they're gonna.
Yeah.
They're
But
gonna
everybody else, they'll be quite happy for us not to have privacy.
Mm.
But there's no way on earth they'll allow themselves to end up without that privacy.
Oh no, because that would mean that they can't get up to the dodgy shit that they get up to. So.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty I mean, without going too much into it, did you know that in the incident that we can't be named, apparently several police officers, 10 police officers were involved in it.
I can very well imagine. The entire nation is unfortunately in a bit of a powder keg of
Devastation nation, mate.
yeah, people are just getting sick to the death
Of the hypocrisy.
of the hypocrisy and stupidity of these politicians. And it's like, come on, guys, you surely by now have realised this isn't going to end well. It's going to end with people being kicked out of seats that they've held for decades.
Well, it's already started happening, hasn't it? Because Labour got absolutely devastated by reform, didn't they? Over the things,
Yep.
and apparently, Reform's the biggest party in Wales. So,
Yeah.
I do not disagree that enough is enough, and people are making sure that that's a factor. Right.
You know, and stuff like these policies are going to make it worse, not better, unfortunately. Because all it'll take is over the next couple of years there to be a data breach at one of these verification companies, and it will be pointed to as exactly why this was all a folly.
Oh, they'll still defend it. They'll just blame the data breach, the people who breached the data.
Yeah, but the thing is, this is the problem. They will defend it because they think basically telling us that shit doesn't stink will fly. Unfortunately, we've reached the point where we're getting to the point where, as a nation, we're going, we don't believe you.
Well, we don't.
Yeah, but they think that all they have to do is say, oh yeah, well, you know, X, and everybody will go, oh okay, they've said X, so it's true. Unfortunately, society's getting to the point where we're like, no, we've had enough of this.
I don't think we're not getting to the point where I think a lot of people are just waiting. They're just waiting for the moment to exact their revenge on the politicians. I think
Energy low.
Labour will not be the same thing it will be at the end of the next election.
Yeah.
I think they will literally have no politicians. They'll basically turn like the Liberal Democrats did.
Yeah. They only got away with getting into power this time because everybody assumed that the things they were saying they would do.
Well, it's because that's the sort of thing they were doing in the past. That was what old Labour would have done was take money from the rich, give it to the poor, sort of thing. But it just hasn't happened.
But what I meant more by that is people literally were like, we need rid of the Conservatives
Which is
because
right,
they're
which is
not
correct.
doing what they said they would do.
Mm-hmm.
Labour is promising they will do what they said they will do. And then they put them in power and they haven't done what they said they would do.
Yeah.
And the scary thing is, right? I'm not big into politics, but I cannot tell you the name of a single politician other than Keir Starmer.
know my local politician simply because whilst I don't like the rest of the crowd, mine does actually well because they actually come round your house and ask you if there's anything they can do for you.
Well, that's really good. I kind of know. I know the first name of my local one because it's my name. But I was a Labour fan. Whilst he's in charge here, I will not vote Labour, even if Labour in general has fixed itself.
Yeah.
Because this guy is so slimy, it's not even funny. He keeps putting out pictures saying that he's at this place talking to the people, and the pictures are not truthful.
Right. Are you talking not truthful as in carefully coordinated, or not truthful as in photoshopped to fuck?
They're either photoshopped to hell, or were not
AI.
taken, or not taken at the time they said they were taken.
Right. Okay.
And at least in one of the cases, I am pretty certain it was photoshopped, because the person in the foreground and the background were at completely different lighting and shadows.
Right.
But he's had a habit of doing it where he posts a picture saying, I've been to Billingham today to discuss this. He'll put a picture up of him in Billingham, and then I'm in Stockton today talking to these people who are upset. And literally you see on Facebook constantly, he's not been here, he's not talked to us. So
Right.
he seems to like to play the caring, involved with the local people role,
Yeah.
but he doesn't seem to do a very good job of it, because I think he thinks people aren't smart enough to realise he hasn't actually been there.
Or he doesn't care. Which is probably the actual truth. He doesn't care. Because the simple fact is that he's making his money. He's getting his backhanders.
Yes, that's probably more of the case. There's probably a hell of a lot of graft goes on with our local council. Case in point, there's been a indoor market in Stockton for centuries. Well, for decades at the very least. The building is centuries old. It is one of the oldest buildings on the high street. They've decided that they're going to turn it into basically a pub, an expensive pub.
What? Pubs are
Yep.
dying, mate.
Yep, they're going to kick out all of the tenants and put in a expensive pub. Now, bear in mind, this high street already has hundreds of pubs. Hundreds. It's got 20, 30 pub venues.
Yeah.
The reason why they're putting this particular place into a pub venue is they're in the process of knocking down. Well, they've already knocked down, but they've knocked down half of the high street.
Right.
Which they're going to turn into an outdoor venue space, so that people can put on music events outdoors.
Well, that's not too bad, I suppose. Just thinking, But what's the catch?
It's not, except for the fact that their last outdoor venue that they put on the high street is now used as a public bath by the drunks and the druggies. And that's literally just 40 feet away from where they've decided to do this. So it's like, what exactly are you thinking this is going to do? Do you think this is magically going to make everybody in the town nice and polite people?
I mean, well, it's once again, it's what I've been saying before. Is they're not actually dealing with the actual problem. They're just trying to wallpaper over the cracks or put out small fires and not.
Yeah.
and not do the not do what's needed, or actually do the tough bit. Sometimes, I mean, well, I say don't do some of the things that are unpopular, but I think old Keir's pretty much knocked that one on the head for doing unpopular things. But yeah,
It gets worse.
oh no,
Part of this rebuild is going to include a new green space, is what they like to call it.
green
It's
space.
Basically, there's going to be grass, but there's not much grass in it. They're calling it a green space, but most of it is concrete and footpaths. But there's some bushes, so they can call it a green space. That's going to connect the town centre with the riverside to try to make it sort of this fancy York town centre vibe with all the,
Oh yeah, but York's got history though.
Yes. But that's what they're trying for, right?
Right.
Except they've not increased the budget for the landscape department and parks department.
Yeah.
So the parks department, I think you've said we're going to have to actually close several other parks and remove play areas to actually
brilliant.
afford maintain the new one that they're putting in.
I mean,
So the parks that are in the communities, in the places where people's houses are,
yeah.
those are going to have to be closed. So that the ones next to the fancy council offices, they can get maintained.
I guess the UK probably does have similar ones. I mean, that's not. I mean, California's another one of those places where silly laws are made. But I think my other point I was going to make was there's a town near me that is basically back in the 70s. They decided to put a ring road around the town centre, which effectively stifled any sort of expansion. And like when the out-of-town shopping centres started coming around in the early 90s, they all started to suffer because of it. And so they've had this ring road around. Now the problem is that apart from the fact that everyone in their fast cars are now using it as basically a speedway, they've done this town planning thing where they've decided that they're going to improve this ring road. And you know what they've done? Put cycle lanes in it.
Yep.
It's like, this ain't Birmingham, mate. Ain't London. Nobody cycles to work around this area. Can't you hear the cars going around at 500 mile an hour? The reason they put the ring road in there in the first place was because of the volume of traffic. It's like, Jesus Christ. It's probably because one of the planners is a keen biker, and he thinks that's what everybody should have because that's what he wants.
Yeah, it's not even that. I think a lot of them, it's the council like to just be able to say they've built so many meters of cycle track. Because if it was by a keen biker, a lot of these cycle tracks would actually link up. But like round here, there's cycle tracks that just don't go anywhere.
Oh, I think
They like literally just stop.
Triple D's opened a bit of a can of worms here. In my town, it's small, and they've added a roundabout at every street corner. Now, the question is, are they mini roundabouts, or are they like proper big island roundabouts? Because here's the thing: is with a mini roundabout, you can actually drive over it if you can't get round a corner or something. That's what they're designed for. They're designed to act as a roundabout, but you can also just drive straight over them if you need to. Or
Yeah, so your trucks and stuff can still get through.
Yeah, because usually it's small junctions. Yes, there's usually small junctions that happen that. Or have they put on the big stupid island type kind of roundabouts where you've got a big piece of grass, a tree, and the council having to put in a flower show every 5 weeks? Mm. Well, let's just put in that part in there first, shall we? Actually, was that the block what we needed? Even ones with street lights. Okay, that does sound like they've put in the big ones when you probably only need a small one. I mean, scientifically, a roundabout is safer than a junction, but you got to be sensible about it. I mean, you can't just make a massive roundabout when the two roads meet.
Energy low.
The whole point of a roundabout is to allow multiple lanes to attach.
Not only that, people have to be used to using them, which I think tends to be a bit of more of a problem in America.
Yeah. No, but it's just said that they're big islands with plants, and apparently they've had a heat wave, so all the plants have died. So, yeah. I mean, yeah, I appreciate what you're saying. You know, roundabouts are technically and been scientifically proved to be safer as a method of crossing traffic. But if you think about it, you're talking about like four-way interchanges. You know, the typical American crossing, because of everything. You know, everything's been built in blocks, hasn't it? So you've got your crossings there, where in that way you've got 4 lanes trying to get on at the same time, or trying to go through. But a roundabout will allow people, you know, the traffic to flow fairly smoothly. But if you've only got like 2 lanes and they're very small, narrow tracks, you can't put a big island in the centre of it, because you've got to then somehow get round that island. Whereas what the solution for that one is to literally just have a little mound of concrete, a round mound of concrete that's painted white, and you use that as the guide to go round. But if you can't go round, you can go over it. That's what they probably should have done. I'm pretty sure if I saw your town, that would have been the solution I'd have made. Small islands. Oh, right, and the big trucks plough over them. Yes, that's the point. Yeah, that's the point of those small islands, is that the big trucks can get past them without causing damage.
Yeah. They're literally just a painted white blob on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just drive over them relatively safely.
But then again, I have seen people trying to get round them, like some people just don't know what they're doing. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. That was kind of where I was going when I said, you know, you've got to be used to using them, because the Americans don't really do roundabouts.
Mm-hmm.
They are one of those things where you do have to understand what you're up against.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just as a user, I mean when you're designing the implementation, you know.
They're 2 lanes. They took people's land to make... Oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to do that at all. I think, but from the sounds of it, when it comes to understanding roundabouts, I think also the people who plan roundabouts don't quite understand roundabouts either.
No. Do you see that roundabout somewhere in the UK where there's roundabouts round the outside of the roundabout?
Yes, it's is it Reddit? Not Redditch. It's one of those old town northern towns, isn't it?
Just the idea of that fills me with dread, having to try to operate on that. Ooh.
Yeah, but somehow it still works. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
weird, that's the weird part. Somehow it works, but looking at it from the top, you think, how? I think there's also a place in what's the place now in Cornwall? I keep forgetting the name of the place, but it's near Truro. But it has like a double roundabout feature, but then it has a roundabout that feeds to a roundabout, but it's not very well posted. The lanes aren't in because they're the two with the small roundabouts, whereas you kind of think that needs a big roundabout because you've got, I think it's five places to go to. So 3 of them connect to one of them, the other 2 connect to the other one. So you've basically got to connect from the roundabout onto a roundabout. Yeah. It's just like, how? What? What? And the solution they've done now is to put a roundabout with a giveaway on it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh jeez, St Albans, not St Albans. Is it St Albans? Not St Albans. No, St Albans is down. I think St Austin. Oh, I can't remember the name. It's the place where they've got a lot of old sort of docks and stuff that they used for all the period things where blokes get their shirts off and all the girls get all wet over. I want to say St Austell, but it's not St Austell, is it? You always see how it's a roundabout and then 2 houses and another roundabout. It just sounds like your planners don't know what they're doing, to be honest, because roundabouts can be used in a very useful way, but obviously not if you're not treating it with respect that it deserves.
Did you know we can put refineries into small grid now? Is that a mod you've got on?
Sorry? No, it's not a mod.
Refineries can go on small grid.
Okay. And what hell-bent experiment were you doing to find that out?
I was going through the blocks to get access to something, and I was going to put a thruster on, and I went over the refinery, and it was like, you can put a refinery here, and I'm like, what? I'm on a small grid ship.
What is this witchcraft?
I don't know, but it works. Actually runs as well, just not just.
Okay, she's starting to become a bit of a beast now. Tell you what, when we put the armament on this one, I kind of feel sorry for the unknown signal. Ooh. I may have to leave us early, mate, because I'm having a bit of dicky tummy syndrome.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, I've just had a little bit of relief, but I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'll keep you posted.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to want to shit myself.
Yeah.
Right, it's not going to be that then. Try 6 then. It's kind of like that one. Let's go back to 7. Well, that's it. It obviously works on that side, but not on that side. And that works on that side, but not on that side. Okay, that doesn't work on either sides. Oh, no, that's still not going to work, is it? Kind of the right thing, but not. That's a real puzzler. Oh, wait a second. There is one, isn't there? Now, which one's that one in? Let me put that one. Put that there.
Energy low.
That's that one. And it, yeah, it's kind of right, but it needs to be longer, doesn't it? I need to get some more energy anyway, don't I? Try this one. Close. There she blows. Gotcha. Now will that now allow me to just do that? Okay, looks like it will. Finally getting there. Let's start with simple. Okay, let's do it that way, shall we? Because then we can put in a one of those blocks each. There we go. Can't believe I'm actually designing something here. What is wrong with me? Make a box, Saz. Make a box. Alright. Pop, pop. And the issue is now I've got to put all those conveyors back. The armoured conveyors. Whoop, there we go. Whoop, there it is. You know how to make a box? It's a good box of work to make a box. Yeah, I know. I am being a little bit facetious. My only real concern at the moment is I've only got one. Oh, I can do that, can't I? Just for a little bit of redundancy. So as you can see, what I'm probably doing now is I'm getting the hangar part sorted. So unlike what we did with the Boggs Dollocks, is that it's going to be a side hangar, but both side hangars are going to be open, which means that we can fly ships through. We've got two ways of getting in and out effectively, but it is going to be big because it needs to be big because we've got this bad boy to fit in it, this bad boy to fit in it. And of course, countless of these little bad boys come in. And I'm pretty sure that Chris will be wanting to make a fighter at some point.
Probably.
No, probably about it, matey. You're gonna be out like Flint on that one. Right, so what I'm doing here is I am effectively gradually improving the amount of size we've got here. But what I need to do as well is get some guns on here. But I think this will probably end up being really the back end's probably going to just have anti stuff put on it, anti-fighter, anti-stuff, lasers and stuff like that. The big guns are going to be at the front, basically. These bad boys here are going to be the ones that, and I mean, I've got emplacements for these as well, and of course, all the missiles and stuff will be there as well. So yeah, we've got the straight missiles, Chris. Are they guided, as in like they'll fire at a target?
I don't know.
Or is it just the ones that have the turrets on them? Have to look it up, I think.
Yeah.
Right. What I can do there is use that curve there to go up. Pretty much what I did with this bit. You see, I'm enjoying this because I'm talking about it more.
Yeah.
You know that time when you're just sitting down, that point where you just shut up because you've got things to do. And so I think because I've had a 2-week break, I think I may have recharged my battery, so to speak. So it's always good, isn't it? Right, we want the conveyor, don't we? And we want the curve. There we go. And but even so, I still want to kind of keep our section. I mean, this is because I mean we've only got one refinery on this, but I mean the big question is, do we need more than one refinery on the mothership?
Probably not that much. We didn't use much of them with the other one. But what we will want is, if you're going to have one, we want it covered in speed modules.
Right, that's fine. I have left room for the speed modules, as you can see up there. So you can get the 4 speed modules on there, and I think we might. Oh no, just the 4 speed modules on there. Actually, why don't I shove them on now?
Yep.
There we go. Right, the other thing I might need to think about doing is also opening this up again. Do you want speed modules on the assemblers as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Fortunately, this is a consideration now that I'm able to sort out.
Energy low.
Do you want? Do we need speed and yield on the assemblers, or just 2 speed?
Yield don't work on assemblers.
All right.
Speed and the power one work on the assemblers.
I'll just go 2 speed, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Chris, feel free to add anything or take anything away from my ship if you see a problem.
Yeah. I was working on my miner.
Ah, right. Oh, yes, I'd forgotten you. Actually, should we have a look at that before we end it? Oh, ow. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yes. I'm familiar with this design.
Yep.
Fair play.
It's quite compact.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't really fitted it with any fancy ejection systems are out, but
Right.
I still have an option for that.
Oh, that hurts. Does that close off on that one, isn't it? Ah. That'll work. Okay, guys, I think I'm going to have to go. My guts are going to come out very, very quickly. I don't know why it's happened all of a sudden, but when you got to go, you got to go. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you all soon. You take care.